The end of last month likely tipped you off to October's determined and persistent atmosphere, but this month's retrograde activity could throw in a couple of distractions. This won't be anything you can't handle though, as there's a concentration of energy in Scorpio which is co-ruled by your ruling planet Mars. There's no doubt that the connections you focus on in October will run deeper than any bonds you've known before. Luckily for you, the month starts out with a bulging full moon in your own sign on the 1st. Like all full moons, this can signal a peak of emotions as areas that were previously in shadows are suddenly exposed by the bright lunar light. There is a strong need to focus on yourself right now, so your priorities are shifting away from others temporarily, and you're inclined to assert your own needs. Try to avoid childish outbursts and infantile behavior, even if someone is getting on your last nerve. Right now, you're testing how your leadership qualities hold up under pressure. The day after the full moon, October 2nd, loving Venus ingresses into the sign of Virgo, your 6th house. This sets you up for about a month of tender focus on daily work, service, and health. Above all, you want to cultivate harmonious collaboration with others in the workplace and an organized sense of tidiness. You won't have to worry about someone pulling the wool over your eyes this cycle. In fact, you're more likely to see everything a bit more clearly and logically. Over the next 3 weeks, you would do well to keep any laziness in check and instead tackle routine tasks that may have slipped through the cracks last month. Although your health and sense of satisfaction are on the upswing, October 4th could bring some unexpectedly profound changes to your station. Pluto stations direct in Capricorn in your 10th house this day, ending a 5-month cycle where you were more inclined to turn inward and bury your truth. Now that Pluto is direct in your career sector, you can expect that this long transformation of your professional and public life will resume. This cycle of death and rebirth has been breaking down and rebuilding your 10th house since 2008, but these direct/retrograde stations are when you will notice this death/rebirth cycle the most. Of course, the only way to win with Pluto is by surrendering. Hold tight to the truth that this is forging a bigger and better you, no matter what you interpret as a loss right now. The next week or so is quiet astrologically, but October 13th begins yet another infamous Mercury retrograde season, this time in Scorpio in your 8th house. If you can, avoid signing any agreements or contracts over the next 3 weeks. It would also be a smart move to double-check any previously signed agreements or other obligations you adopted earlier in the year. Although it might not be a good time to enter into something new, it is the perfect time for reviewing your plans and investments. The most important thing to keep in mind is that any delays or setbacks you experience right now are indeed temporary and should let up once Mercury again stations direct. A new moon in your opposite sign Libra prepares a new beginning for you on the 16th. As this happens in your 7th house of partnerships, this lunation highlights one-on-one relationships of all kinds, business, romantic, and platonic. However, this is also a cycle in which open enemies could come to the forefront to challenge you. Either way, this new cycle provides you with growth by testing your ideas of intimacy and cooperation. As if Mercury retrograde's mayhem in your 8th house wasn't enough intensity, the Sun adds a spotlight on this chaos in your Scorpio-ruled sector on the 22nd. Over the next month, you're shedding your skin and thinking deeply about the legacy you aim to leave behind. This pursuit isn't as solitary as it seems though, as the 8th house rules contracts and shared resources of all kinds. It's a great time to review how you handle sacrificing your wants for the needs of a romantic or business partner. October 27th could inspire a renegotiation of terms with some energy shifts in your 7th house of partnerships. Retrograde Mercury hops backwards into Libra with Venus moving forward into the same sign, so previously unvoiced differences of opinions and long-standing unspoken rules might finally be released to clear the air. Intimacy, sharing, and ownership all come into focus under the momentous full moon in Taurus on Halloween. This earthy lunar energy in your 2nd house of value favors your mission to fully realize your natural gifts and secure acknowledgement for your contributions. Riding on the heels of this grounded energy, you can enter November with a nuanced understanding of your comfort zone and personal inventory. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a thumb up If you liked the video, subscribe our YouTube channel not to miss the next video horoscope. Visit our website GoToHoroscope.com where you can find actual horoscope for today. Download our apps from Google Play and App Store to have your daily horoscope always on hand.